Kai cleared and he's going to practice today?
He'll officially be cleared today. He practiced Monday. He'll practice again today.
Anyone not practicing today, Robert?
P. Ryan is our only limited player, and Niesman.
Anything new with James?
He's still on COVID.
Are you naming captains?
We are.
Have you done that yet?
The team voted on him already.
Okay.
Are you guys looking for an announcement?
If you want. Take it, right?
No, I'll be more than happy. So on offense, we have two of them. It's Corey Davis and Zach Wilson. And then on defense, it's C.J. Mosley and Foley. And special teams is Hardy. And every week we'll have one nomination from the coaching staff.
In your experience, is it unusual for a rookie to be named a captain by his teammates?
You know, I don't know. You know, it did when I did see it. I was like, oh, look at that. You know, so it's I think it's more of a testament to him and the way he's been able to conduct himself here. And like I said, I mean, you go to the cafeteria and he's hanging out with his old lineman. He's got a infectious personality. So credit to him and the way he's handled himself so far.
Robert, when going back to when you first were hired and you guys had the decision to make a quarterback, can you tell us what your process was in sort of evaluating Sam and what you came away with from that evaluation?
So, you know, evaluating Sam, obviously, I've already got the belief, we all do, that, you know, it's not just the quarterback who has to win football games. It's everybody. It's the entire organization. And so you evaluate all those different things. So you just look at Sam as a football player, his knowledge, the way he conducts himself, his arm talent, his size, his ability to run and go off schedule, his just everything. We felt in the evaluation process that Sam is definitely an NFL player, starter, has a chance. Just give him a chance. Let him continue to work and prove that he was worthy of the draft pick that he was. And so the initial evaluation on Sam, obviously, and it hasn't changed, it's still very favorable. He's a very talented quarterback. He's a very talented young man. And he's someone who just needs an opportunity to go showcase who he is and prove that he's worthy of what he was drafted at.
There were factors in that decision for Joe, like, you know, when he was going to get a contract extension, things like that coaches probably aren't thinking about. Did you hash those out with Joe? Like, did you guys have a lot of conversations like that, or did you kind of just leave that?
There were tons of conversations, but like, you know, it's why we looked at the quarterback class so early, is just to make sure that we were doing everything we could to make sure we were making the right decision, not only for Sam but for the organization and moving forward for hopefully years to come. And throughout that entire process, with all the different discussions and all the different evaluations we had, we felt like this was the best decision.
When you guys traded Sam, I recall Joe saying something like you actually considered the possibility of keeping him and, you know, then drafting a quarterback. How far down the road did that get? And having the benefit of hindsight a few months later, how do you think it would have worked out?
First, it went pretty far. Obviously, you see how late in the process Sam was traded. You know, we had, I mean, I'll go ahead and say it. I mean, we had pretty much knew that we were taking that young kid pretty quick. So it was, you know, the discussion with Sam was, if somebody is going to make an offer that we can't refuse, Joe, like I said, Joe handled himself exactly the way you would expect a man in his position to handle it. And as far as handling it, I think it would have been fine. You know, it's in either direction. It's whether we have Zach at the reins, whether it would have been Sam, it didn't really matter. To us, it's about process, it's about the organization, and it's about trying to get an entire team ready to play a football game.
Do you need to have any conversations with Zach about not letting this become Zach versus Sam this week?
No, I think they don't play against each other, right? They're on different sides of the, or they're on the same side of the ball for different teams, so they don't actually face off with one another. This is about Zach, and it's about him, and it's about his process, and it's about him getting ready to play the best he possibly can. And obviously his surrounding teammates to do the best they can and keep it in the moment, keep it about us, and execute the best we can.
When Sam was here, you know, we talked a lot about his demeanor. He was always the same. Do you find that with Zach, like in this situation, like it's not too big or he gets too high for this?
You know, with most, I don't know if I've met a quarterback who is not able to stay in the moment, that's not successful. You know, like those quarterbacks, it's like corners, you know, they know how to stay in the moment. They have to let the last play go. They have to move forward. They have to constantly own the moment that they're in. Otherwise, the game can become too big for them, which we've seen. Other quarterbacks who don't quite make it, the game gets too big for them. But you see that in Zach. He is in the moment. He's always, I mean, as soon as a play happens, he's trying to grasp it real quick. You know, when he gets to the side and in all our team periods, when he's not up, he's asking questions to recap and learn so he can get back to work. So he's got a good mindset to him, and I just got to go put it to work.
When Zach had the green and white scrimmage, I remember you saying he was a little amped up to perform in front of the fans for the first time, and it may have contributed to an up and down performance. Obviously, things are going to be quite a bit amplified in the first week one game of his career. Do you need to talk to him at all about that? Do you sense that experience he had in the green and white scrimmage has kind of helped prepare him for week one? I mean, where are you?
It's going to be a new experience. You hope he can recall some of that stuff. Obviously, you know, it's all about preparation. You know, with the green and white game, we were still in practice mode, so it's not necessarily a game plan. So we're throwing a lot of stuff defensively. It's random play calling on offense, and you're just playing football, and then you're doing it in front of fans. So you can get more amped because you're not in control of the situation because you're not exactly prepped for the moment. Hopefully I'm making sense here. With game day, his amp is not going to be because he's not prepared. He's going to have a game plan. He's going to know what he's looking for. He's going to know the play calls that are coming in with the first 15. It's just going to be excitement. And so it's a different type of amplified environment for him. And I still have yet to meet a quarterback in the first play where that might overthrow a flat route or something. I mean, I saw it with Russell Wilson, saw it with plenty of quarterbacks. With him, I do have a feeling he's going to get right into the moment. He's going to settle into the game. And he's going to do just fine.
What about Robert? Sometimes with young quarterbacks, they fall into the hero ball trap. You know, you guys are down a little bit. He's trying to win the game with one throw. Do you worry about that at all? Do you talk to him about that?
That goes back to the play caller and obviously the quarterback, and always staying in the moment and making sure that the game, because games can get out of hand in the same way if you're trying to score and quick strike, and just stay in the moment, stay with your process, trust your preparation. Explosives will happen with discipline, and but you know there's going to be times where we take shots. So, but don't feel like you have to take a shot just to take a shot. So I think that's where LaFleur comes up for play calling. I think they're already thinking about all that stuff. So I don't think it's an issue.
This might be a question more for Mike when we talk to him, but how much freedom are you guys going to give Zach at the line?
That's probably, you know, I'd imagine that there's, you know, this system, I'll just go back with this system. This system is filled with cans and options, right? But it comes into the play call. So his options are, you know, seeing what the defense gives, and then he's going to call one play or the other. As far as the ability to just abort an entire play call, I doubt that's in there. I don't think that's in there. And it's to ask a young rookie to put that on his plate too, I think that would be really, really difficult.
Robert, the linebacker position, we haven't talked about in a little while, and that's kind of been in flux with Jared going down, and you had Dawkins in there for a while, now he's gone. Just outside of CJ, how do you feel about that position right now? Are you still trying to figure that out? Do you know who you're going with on Sunday?
You know, we got obviously Woods, our Michael linebacker. It's that we already talked about that one. It's a young group, it's a fast group, and it's a group we're excited about. CJ being in there and being that veteran voice is helpful. He's always going to be on the field, and you know, so it's the communication with that young buck to get him lined up, to get him where he needs to be, and so he can get his eyes where they need to be, so he can go as fast as possible. So we're excited about that young group, that linebacker group, and it makes it even better with CJ being in there. So
the third spot, Cashman, is it Hamza?
As of now, those two are battling it out, but I would just go ahead and say that Hamza is probably going to get the first run at it.
Coach, with it being your first season as a head coach here too, do you and Zach go over game situations together, and is that a learning experience you guys have shared?
So far, we have not. Obviously, he's going through his, are you talking about this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just from a game planning standpoint, I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk with him yet. He's caught up in his process first, and I've been able to sit with LaFleur and the coaches and all that and just go through what they're seeing, and I'll get more of an opportunity to talk through stuff and as the week goes.
Do Rich and then
I just wanted to clarify something, Robert. So Sherwood is the mic,
Yeah,
but CJ will have
CJ runs the
speaker,
huddle.
right?
CJ runs the huddle,
Yeah.
correct.
Got it.
With Corey, what has he brought to this team? You know, and what do you think he's gonna mean to this team? I know he's a captain, but you talked earlier about him being an adult.
Yeah.
What can you say about him?
Well, I can gush for the next 5 minutes. I'll try to keep it quick. But when you, from a coach's standpoint, when you draw up a player, you can't draw it up better for him with his mindset, the way he prepares every day, the way he goes about his business, the way he talks to his teammates, the way he takes care of himself, just all of it. Then you go on the field, he's on his job, every single detail. He's deliberate in everything that he does. And then on top of it, he's pretty damn good at what he does too. So it's he's been everything we expected as a free agent pickup, and because they don't always work out that way. And knock on wood, he's been awesome.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.